In the digital age, cybersecurity is no longer a concern reserved solely for IT professionals or large corporations. It has become a fundamental aspect of everyday life for individuals, small businesses, educational institutions, and organizations of all sizes. Yet, despite its ever-growing importance, cybersecurity remains shrouded in myths and misconceptions that can lead to poor decisions, inadequate protection, and a false sense of security. These myths persist due to outdated information, oversimplified media portrayals, or a lack of understanding about the evolving threat landscape. Addressing and debunking these common misconceptions is crucial for cultivating a more informed and resilient approach to cybersecurity. One of the most pervasive myths is the belief that cybercriminals only target large organizations or wealthy individuals. The reality is far different. Attackers often favor small businesses, startups, and even individuals because they typically have weaker defenses and less awareness of security best practices. Cyber attacks are increasingly automated, enabling criminals to scan vast numbers of targets for vulnerabilities regardless of size or stature. Ransomware campaigns, phishing attacks, and credential stuffing do not discriminate. Anyone with an online presence is potentially at risk. In fact, small businesses are often more attractive targets because they may lack dedicated IT staff or advanced security infrastructure, making them easier to compromise. This myth can lull smaller entities into complacency, leaving them vulnerable to attacks that could have devastating financial and reputational consequences. Closely related is the misconception that basic antivirus software provides adequate protection against modern threats. While antivirus solutions are an important line of defense, they are by no means a silver bullet. Today's cyber threats are sophisticated and multifaceted, often employing tactics that evade traditional signature-based detection. Malware can be customized to avoid detection, while social engineering attacks such as phishing exploit human psychology rather than technical vulnerabilities. Moreover, threats like fileless malware, zero-day exploits, and advanced persistent threats, APTs, require layered defenses that go beyond simple antivirus programs. Effective cybersecurity demands a combination of technical controls, such as firewalls, intrusion detection systems, regular patching, and endpoint detection and response tools, as well as robust policies, user education, and incident response planning. Another widespread myth is the notion that strong passwords alone are sufficient to secure accounts and data. While using complex, unique passwords is undoubtedly important, it is only one component of a comprehensive security strategy. Passwords can be compromised through phishing, brute force attacks, credential leaks, or malware. Multi-factor authentication, MFA, significantly enhances security by requiring an additional verification step, such as a code sent to a mobile device or a biometric factor like a fingerprint. By implementing MFA, even if a password is stolen or guessed, unauthorized access can still be prevented. Unfortunately, many users and organizations neglect this critical layer of protection, often due to perceived inconvenience or lack of awareness about its effectiveness. A related fallacy is the belief that cybersecurity is solely the responsibility of the IT department or a specialized security team. In reality, every member of an organization plays a vital role in maintaining security. Human error remains one of the leading causes of security breaches. Employees may inadvertently click on malicious links, fall for social engineering scams, or mishandle sensitive data. Cultivating a culture of security awareness, where all staff are trained to recognize threats and understand their responsibilities, is essential. Regular training sessions, simulated phishing exercises, and clear reporting procedures can empower individuals to act as the first line of defense against cyber attacks. Some people also believe that Macs and other non-Windows devices are immune to malware and cyber threats. This myth likely originated from the historical dominance of Windows in the desktop market, which made it a more attractive target for attackers. However, as the popularity of macOS, Linux, and mobile platforms has grown, so has the interest of cybercriminals in exploiting these systems. Mac malware, Android ransomware, and vulnerabilities in Internet of Things, IoT devices are now commonplace. No operating system is inherently immune to attack. All require regular updates, security patches, and vigilant user behavior. Relying on platform obscurity or perceived invulnerability is a recipe for disaster. Another dangerous misconception is that software and operating system updates are optional or can be indefinitely postponed. Attackers frequently exploit known vulnerabilities in outdated software to gain unauthorized access, deploy malware, or exfiltrate data. Software vendors issue patches and updates to address security flaws as they are discovered, but these protections are only effective if users apply them promptly. Delaying updates increases the window of opportunity for attackers to exploit unpatched systems. Organizations should establish clear policies for timely patch management, and individuals should enable automatic updates whenever possible to ensure continuous protection. There is also a tendency to underestimate the value of personal data, with some believing that I have nothing to hide, so I'm not a target. This mindset overlooks the fact that virtually all personal information has value to cybercriminals. Names, addresses, birth dates, social security numbers, and financial details can be used for identity theft, fraud, and targeted attacks. Even seemingly innocuous data like email addresses and browsing habits can be aggregated, sold, or leveraged for social engineering. Moreover, attackers may use compromised accounts as stepping stones to reach higher value targets within a person's social or professional network. Recognizing the inherent value of all data is a critical step toward responsible digital citizenship and effective self-protection. Phishing remains one of the most successful and prevalent attack vectors, yet many people mistakenly believe they can always spot a phishing attempt. Modern phishing emails are increasingly convincing, often mimicking the tone, branding, and language of legitimate communications. Attackers may conduct reconnaissance to personalized messages, making them harder to distinguish from genuine correspondence. Phishing is not limited to email. It can occur via text messages, smishing, phone calls, vishing, or even through social media platforms. Relying solely on intuition or visual cues is insufficient. Technical controls such as email filtering, domain authentication, and user training in recognizing subtle warning signs are essential for mitigating this ever-present threat. The rise of cloud computing has introduced another set of misconceptions, chief among them the idea that cloud service providers are solely responsible for securing data stored in the cloud. In reality, cloud security operates on a shared responsibility model. While providers are responsible for securing the underlying infrastructure, customers are typically responsible for securing their data, managing user access, configuring security settings, and ensuring compliance with relevant regulations. Misconfigured cloud storage buckets, weak access controls, and poorly managed credentials have led to numerous high-profile data breaches. Understanding the boundaries of responsibility and implementing appropriate safeguards is essential for leveraging the benefits of the cloud without exposing sensitive information. A further myth is that cybersecurity is prohibitively expensive and only accessible to large enterprises with deep pockets. While it is true that large organizations may invest heavily in advanced security technologies, there are many affordable and even free tools available to individuals and small businesses. Basic steps such as enabling automatic updates, using reputable password managers, activating multi-factor authentication, and conducting regular backups can dramatically improve security posture at little to no cost. Many cybersecurity frameworks, such as the Center for Internet Security's Critical Security Controls, offer practical, prioritized guidance that can be tailored to organizations of any size. The key is to adopt a risk-based approach, focusing on the most likely threats and the most valuable assets, rather than assuming that effective security is out of reach. Some organizations mistakenly believe that compliance with industry regulations or standards is equivalent to being secure. While regulatory frameworks such as GDPR, HIPAA, or PCI DSS set important minimum requirements for data protection, they are not comprehensive security solutions. Compliance is often focused on meeting specific legal or contractual obligations, which may not address all relevant risks or adapt quickly to emerging threats. True security requires an ongoing commitment to identifying vulnerabilities, assessing risks, and adapting defenses in response to the evolving threat landscape. Organizations should view compliance as a baseline rather than a guarantee, integrating it into a broader, proactive security strategy. The myth that physical security is unrelated to cybersecurity also persists, despite abundant evidence to the contrary. Physical access to devices, servers, or network infrastructure can enable attackers to bypass digital defenses entirely. Lost or stolen laptops, unsecured server rooms, and unattended workstations present significant risks. Physical security measures, such as access controls, surveillance, device encryption, and secure disposal of sensitive materials, are integral components of a holistic cybersecurity program. Neglecting physical security can render even the most sophisticated digital safeguards ineffective. Another area of confusion involves the perceived invulnerability of encrypted data. Encryption is a powerful tool for protecting information in transit and at rest, but it is not infallible. Weak encryption algorithms, poor key management, and implementation flaws can all undermine its effectiveness. Moreover, Attackers may target endpoints before data is encrypted or after it is decrypted, bypassing encryption altogether. Relying on encryption as a catch-all solution ignores the need for comprehensive security controls across the entire data lifecycle. Many users believe that using public Wi-Fi networks is safe as long as they avoid accessing sensitive information. In reality, public Wi-Fi is notoriously insecure, and attackers can intercept unencrypted traffic, deploy man-in-the-middle attacks, or set up rogue hotspots to harvest credentials and data. Even seemingly benign activities, such as checking email or browsing social media, can expose session cookies or login details if proper precautions are not taken. Using a virtual private network, VPN, ensuring websites use HTTPS, and avoiding public Wi-Fi for sensitive transactions are prudent measures for safeguarding data on the go. The rapid proliferation of smart devices and the Internet of Things, IoT, has given rise to the myth that these devices are inherently secure or too insignificant to be targeted. In truth, IoT devices often lack robust security features, receive infrequent updates, and are deployed with default credentials that are easily exploited. Compromised IoT devices can be used to launch large-scale attacks, such as distributed denial of service, DDoS campaigns, or serve as entry points into larger networks. Secure configuration, regular updates, and network segmentation are essential for mitigating the risks associated with smart devices. A final but critical myth is the belief that cybersecurity is a one-time project rather than an ongoing process. The threat landscape is constantly evolving, with new vulnerabilities, attack techniques, and adversaries emerging on a daily basis. Security measures that were effective yesterday may be obsolete tomorrow. Continuous monitoring, regular risk assessments, and a commitment to learning from incidents, both internal and external, are necessary for maintaining resilience. Cybersecurity is not a destination, but a journey that requires vigilance, adaptability, and a willingness to challenge assumptions. In summary, dispelling common cybersecurity myths is essential for fostering a realistic and proactive approach to digital safety. No individual, organization, or device is immune to cyber threats, and no single solution offers complete protection. Effective cybersecurity is built upon a foundation of layered defenses, informed decision-making, and a culture of shared responsibility. By recognizing and addressing these misconceptions, we can better protect our data, our identities, and our collective digital future from the ever-present risks of the online world.